Devon Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. have been posting some exciting training videos and fans can't stop talking about them. It's like watching two masters sharpening their tools, and you can feel the intensity even through the screen. Both fighters are pushing hard, but Roach has been catching a lot of attention lately. With every video he uploads you can see how much faster and sharper he's getting. It's like he's unlocking a new level in his skills every single day.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happened.
At first people didn't take Roach's chances against Tank very seriously. Let's be honest, when you look at the numbers it's easy to see why. Tank has a perfect record, insane knockout power and so much experience in big fights. Meanwhile Roach doesn't have a lot of knockouts on his record, and some folks still remember his loss to Jamal Herring. But then these training videos started popping up and suddenly the narrative began to.
Say ninth round.
What?
You say ninth round.
You said ninth?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared.
Look, Roach looks like he's on a mission. In one clip he's working on his footwork, moving so quickly and smoothly. It's not just about speed, it's the way he's positioning himself, staying balanced and keeping his angles sharp. In another video you see him throwing combinations that are so clean and precise. It's clear he's been working on timing and accuracy. Devon Davis, on the other hand, looks as dangerous as ever. His training videos are all about power and focus. You see him hitting the MS with such force that it's almost scary. Tank knows what's at stake and he's making sure he's ready for whatever Roach brings to the table. Watching him train is a reminder of why he's one of the best in the game too.
How do you see that playing out?
I see my brother walking out victorious. There's no doubt. Not because it's my brother, but because I've seen him
in the gym. And then there's Oscar de la Hoya. He's been watching all this unfold and his comments have added even more heat to the mix. At first it seemed like de la Hoya was giving Roach a pep talk, but now it feels like he's genuinely starting to believe in him. He's been saying things like "don't count Roach out" and calling him sneaky good. In one interview de la Hoya said Devon Davis is a beast, he's a tremendous fighter, but Roach, he's sneaky. He can catch you off guard, he can land combinations that will sometimes and you won't even see them coming. That's a huge compliment, especially when you think about how dominant Tank has been in his career. Here it's like de la Hoya is trying to plant the idea that maybe, just maybe, Roach can pull off the upset.
Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting
but de la Hoya didn't stop there. He started talking about what Roach needs to do to win, and it was like he was laying out a blueprint. Roach needs to fight smart, he said. Don't be nervous or scared, just have fun there, use angles, stay sneaky and keep Devon guessing. If he can do that he's got a chance. Now let's be real, this is easier said than done. Tank is known for his ability to adapt and find a way to win no matter what. He's got that killer instinct and he can end a fight with one punch. De la Hoya knows this too, which is probably why he keeps emphasizing the need for Roach to stay unpredictable. Punch while Tank is punching, he said, mix up your power, don't throw every punch with full force, surprise him. My
family's from DC, my whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them.
Don't
bring
bring
them.
For what?
Don't bring them. Tell me.
They gonna celebrate with me.
Yeah. Don't bring them.
What's interesting is how much de la Hoya seems to be studying Tank. He even mentioned the one time Tank got buzzed in a fight when Ryan Garcia landed a big left hook. If Roach can catch him with a similar shot he's got a chance to knock him out. De la Hoya said that's a bold statement, but it shows that he's not just hyping Roach up for the sake of it, he's really thinking about how this fight could play out. Of course not everyone is buying into this narrative. There are still plenty of people who think this fight is a mismatch. They point to Roach's low knockout percentage and his struggles in past fights as proof that he doesn't stand a chance. But then you watch these training videos and you start to wonder, what if Roach is leveling up in a way that no one expected? No.
Tank Davis, what do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We know we got a game plan. We're going to execute it and we're going to get it
Move ahead, Bob and Weed, Bobby.
It's not just the fans who are paying attention. You can bet that Tank and his team have been watching these videos too. They're not the type to underestimate an opponent, especially one as hungry as Roach. Tank knows that every fighter he faces is coming to take everything he's worked for, and he's not about to let that happen. If anything, these videos are probably motivating him to push even harder in his own training, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing. On one side you've got Tank, the proven champion, the knockout artist, the guy who's been at the top for years. On the other side you've got Roach, the underdog, the guy who's been quietly putting in the work and showing signs of something special. It's a classic story, and it's the kind of matchup that keeps fans glued to their screens. What do you
Assessment of the Gervonta Davis-Roach fight.
I think that, it's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability, but he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but
The upcoming fight between these two is heating up, and Sean Porter's recent comments are making it clear that this could be a closer fight than most people think. When Porter talks about Roach being familiar with Tank's rhythm, speed and style, it makes you stop and think that kind of experience isn't something you can replicate in training. Roach has been in the same camps as Davis, has sparred with him, and knows him on a level most fighters don't get to. It's like playing chess with someone. Whose moves you've studied for years. You know what to expect, and that can change everything. Applause. Tank Davis is a powerhouse, no doubt about it. His record of 30 wins with 28 knockouts speaks volumes, but what Porter is hinting at is that Roach isn't walking into this fight blind. He's tasted Davis's power before. He knows the kind of speed and precision Tank brings into the ring. That familiarity could be Roach's secret weapon. When most fighters face Tank for the first time, they're caught off guard by his explosive power and quickness. Roach, on the other hand, has been there, done that. He knows what it feels like to get hit by a Tank, and if he can weather those punches, the fight could take a very different turn. Hey, goddamn, it's worth mentioning that Roach has been on an impressive run since his loss to Jamal Herring in 2019. He's racked up 6 consecutive wins and even became a world champion last year, beating Hector Luis Garcia. To claim the WBA junior lightweight title wasn't an easy feat, and defending it against a tough southpaw like Fergal McCroy showed that Roach has grit and adaptability. These aren't the achievements of someone who's just making up the numbers. Roach has been sharpening his skills and building momentum, which could make him a serious threat to Davis. On the other hand, Davis is coming off a string of knockout victories, including a devastating win over Frank Martin. Tank's power is what makes him such a dangerous opponent, but as Porter pointed out, it's a different ball game when your opponent already knows what that power feels like. For most fighters, the first time they